Humberside police are being demanded to apologise after the inquest into the death of Lewis Skelton in October 2021 gave a verdict of unlawful killing, and Humberside police appealed the decision, with the High Court now ruling that they had no grounds to interfere with the conclusion of the inquest jury's decision. In other words, inquest said unlawful killing. Humberside police said, whoa, that'll make us look bad, so we better appeal it to High Court. Then High Court judge said Humberside police can go do one as the ruling stands. Lewis was having a mental health episode and was seen carrying axe on Francis Street in Hull on November the 29th, 2016, which prompted a police armed response. Lewis was subsequently tasered 4 times before he was shot twice in the back, and later that same day died of his injuries. The reason police went down the appeal route seems to be due to the IOPC in their initial findings that the actions taken by officers were proportionate to the risk identified to members of the public. Because, of course, shooting someone in the back means they're a direct threat at that time when they've got their back towards you. I'm sure even in the Wild West, shooting someone in the back, regardless of what they've done, was seen as murder. Lewis's sister, Tia Skelton, said in a statement that if a jury can unanimously decide if it was unlawful and 2 High Court judges can also decide that, then why is it that the police's organisation says it's lawful? It doesn't make sense. There needs to be something more, because how can we trust an organisation, Humberside Police, that allows people to do these things to work for them when they are the people who are meant to keep us safe? On Monday, Lord Justice Stuart Smith and Mr Justice Fordham said the coroner's summary of the case did not give rise to a risk of an unsafe verdict. We have stood back and considered whether either singularly or cumulatively there is any proper basis for us to interfere with the conclusion of the jury. We are unable to identify any such basis. The family are now calling for the IOPC to reopen the investigation into Lewis's death, to hold the firearms officer and the force to account, whilst urging Humberside Police to recognise the inquest's verdict. Humberside Police's Deputy Chief Constable Paul Anderson said the force acknowledges the findings of the IOPC's earlier investigations, but not the court's ruling. Interesting. Which found that no police officer had either committed a criminal offence or behaved in a manner which would justify disciplinary proceedings. This was a tragic and difficult incident, and the death of any person in such circumstances is an outcome that no one would have wished. Our thoughts and condolences remain with Lewis's family and friends. Now, I bet my arse that if the police were trying to prosecute a member of the public and a court overruled a biased organisation, they'd be all over it, dragging people to court. But it's entirely different when the shoe is on the other foot. Neil Hudgell, the family solicitor, said he was advising the family on what action to take next. Now, I would say the fact you have had this win, which is a fight you should never have had to fight, by the way, then it would be crazy not to continue. The police need holding to account more so than the public. They already deem themselves above us and untouchable, with their vast amounts of public money to use to criminalise us and defend themselves, and their links to organisations such as the CPS, which is inevitably on their side more than that of the public, because they are all working for the Crown and not the people. So I would say go for it. Give them all you have and show them up to be the thugs, liars and bullies and murderers that they are.